the NBA COVID Finals, what to expect with these new rules in place. With the season set to resume July 30th, there are plenty of factors that need to be taken into account. These never-before-seen circumstances will be vital towards crowning the next NBA champion. With that in mind, the NBA has created a bubble situation geared towards keeping the league competitive, but everyone's safe. So, what makes this season so interesting? Generally speaking, seasons that are shortened aren't shortened mid-season, then resumed afterwards. This last-minute ramp-up will affect players in many ways. For starters, there will be a rust factor that players will have to work off because 8 games aren't enough after a 4-month hiatus to get into playoff mode. Then there's the conditioning aspect. Let's also not forget that the ramp-up is a sudden increase in workload that increases the likelihood of injuries. This new format will likely have us see at least one 8 or 9 seed fight for the last and final playoff spot in their respective conferences. If the 9 seed is within 4 games, then a play-in for the final spot will be held. Otherwise, the 8th seed is in safely. If the play-in is to happen, then the 9th seed is in a do-or-die game. If the 8th seed wins, they move on. If the 9th seed wins, then a winner-takes-all game follows to determine who moves on. Essentially, the 8th seed has 2 tries to win 1 game. Look for the race for the 8th seed out west to be very interesting. The Grizzlies hold the playoff spot currently, but the Trailblazers are getting healthy, and the Pelicans have been solid when Zion is in the lineup. We should also take into account the loss of home court advantage for certain teams. A team like the Sixers, who are 29-2 at home, could definitely be hurt from this. Away from the Wells Fargo Center, they are 10-24, and with all games being played in Orlando, this could be a major disadvantage. A team that could benefit from this is the Los Angeles Clippers. If the Clippers were to meet with the Lakers in the conference finals, then the Clippers would essentially be playing 7 road games under normal conditions. Now, with all games in Orlando, the neutral site eliminates this huge disadvantage the Clippers likely would have had to endure. Also, generally this late into the season, rosters are usually finalized. However, the league modified this for several reasons. There are many players contemplating sitting out games due to the importance of the fight for social injustice. Then, there are many players who are either worried about their health or don't think the format is really fair for their respective squad. If a handful of stars were to sit out, the championship picture could look a lot different from what experts were saying in March. To make things clear, the NBA has released a 113-page document that goes into full detail about the many rules, but among them are strict social distancing, frequent testing, and monitoring blood and oxygen levels. The league will not shut down if a player or staff member contracts the virus, but that individual will have to be out for a minimum of 14 days. If players or staff are seen breaking rules, they are subject to be fined or suspended. Simply put, the league is doing its best to maintain a safe environment for this season to get somewhat of a proper conclusion. So, what's next? The league is expecting players to report to individual training soon before a training camp kicks off. Then, when teams arrive in Orlando, the season officially resumes. There's still a lot of questions that we will have to wait to get answered to get a more clear picture of what this will look like. Will coaches like Greg Popovich, Alvin Gentry, and Mike D'Antoni all past their 65th birthday be allowed to coach? Older folks are most at risk with this virus, and having a coach sit out is a major disadvantage. How will players adjust to not being at home and always at Disney World? Sure, they have 24-hour access to meals, recreational activities, and gym access, but nothing beats the comfort of your own home. One of the most intriguing aspects of all this will be playing in empty arenas. Fans have always been a big part of playoff basketball, and without them, it might be odd to watch and even play in. Having the crowd pump you up is no longer an option, so it'll be interesting to see if the emotion during these games change. One thing to look forward to, however, is the increase in dialogue the fans at home will be offered because with no other noise, players' conversations and coaches talking game plans will be loud and clear. All these new rules make it hard for anyone to say what we should expect upon coming back. This season will likely go down as one with an asterisk because of what the league has gone through the past 3 months just to get here. As fans, we want to see the final chapter written on this season, and with a potential lockout looming, these games will be must-watch TV. Players, coaches, and fans are all in unfamiliar territory, and what makes the NBA so great is that is when we often see the most exciting basketball. The unpredictability factor makes this potentially the most interesting season the league has ever seen. Do you think your favorite team will benefit from this time off? Are you excited to see the season start? Let us know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and smash that like button and subscribe for more awesome content.